Okay, hello, Mr. Michael J. Fox.
Hello.
If you don't know who Michael J. Fox is, he is an actor who has Parkinson's who now has the Michael J. Fox Parkinson's Foundation. Go check it out. Continuing. So we're going to do something called a dynamic assessment. What this does is we're first going to look at your voice using some instruments and some tools to see how your loudness and other vocal characteristics are. And then what we'll do after that is we're going to do some strategies and some exercises, techniques to see if those will help improve your voice. Once we work on those exercises and strategies, we're going to then use those tools and instruments again to see if those helped improve your voice, okay?
Okay.
So there's 3 different tasks that I'll give you. Our first task is going to be saying the ah sound for as long as you can. And then our second task will just be some reading aloud some sentences. And then we'll just have a conversation about any type of topic you want to or prefer to talk about. And those are the tasks we'll do. We'll do those once at the beginning, and then we'll do those again at the end, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so our first task is the sustained ah. So normally you would have like a decibel meter or vigi-pitch or some sort of instrument to kind of help measure loudness or other vocal characteristics. So the first one is what we call the sustained ah. I'm just gonna have you say ah for as long as you can, okay?
Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead for me. So obviously Janessa could do it for a lot longer, but maybe a person with Parkinson's might not do it as long, and they probably aren't going to do it as loud either. So then now your next task we're going to do is I'm going to just give you some sentences, and I just want you to read those sentences out loud for me.
Okay.
Okay, so here are your sentences. Your first sentence is going to be, my name is Michael, okay?
My name is Michael.
And then let's do another sentence. Your sentence is, I am an actor.
I am an actor.
And you would give some maybe other sentences. We just came up with those sentences for fun, but there might be some sentences that you could find that are more better for this type of task. So now we're gonna do our third task. Our third task is just going to having some conversation about any topic you would like to talk about. So how about you tell me what you like to do for fun? Any hobbies?
Well, I like to go to the gym. I like to swim. And I like to go on jogs in the mornings.
Ooh.
Usually I do about 3 miles.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
better than I could do. I could barely do a mile.
I also like to go on bike rides.
Ooh, you're
And
very active.
I
it
am,
seems.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I like to cook.
Oh, what do you like to cook?
I like to cook like Italian food. Yeah.
Like pasta.
Like pasta. I actually made an Italian dish last night.
Ooh, what'd you make?
It was pasta noodles, but I added like tomato paste and heavy whipping cream and onions, garlic, and some crushed peppers.
Ooh, a little spice.
A little spice. And I had that for dinner last night.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. So you could just have any conversation that they would prefer to, any topic they would prefer to talk about. And so that's the first part of our dynamic assessment, which is test. So we tested their kind of like their baseline where they're at currently, and now we're going to talk about some strategies, techniques they could use to help with improving some of those characteristics. Okay, so I'm going to give you some techniques and some strategies that we could use to maybe heighten your voice a little bit. It sounds like it might be a little bit quiet, which you were telling me about, that you've noticed that your volume is getting a little bit low. So we're really gonna try and use as much effort as we can in our muscles and in our breath support, and we're going to try and just think loud. We're gonna think loud when we talk, so just try and keep that loud when we're talking. And you might think that you're yelling, but you're most likely not going to be. It might sound like or feel like you're yelling, but don't worry. Even if you are, you're with me in in private anyway, so it's totally okay. So we're going to do those tasks again. Just remember, we're going to think loud, be loud when we're talking, okay? And I might, if it seems like you're getting a little quiet, I might use a little bit of a hand gesture to help you remind yourself to keep talking loud, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so let's do those tasks again, okay?
Okay.
So our first task is that holding that ah for as long as you can, okay?
Okay.
And make sure you use all that breath and really just think loud, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's go ahead. Good, good. Okay, so now we're gonna do our second task, which is those sentences again. So again, your first sentence is, my name is Michael.
My name is Michael.
Great, great. And then let's do one more is, I am an actor.
I am an actor.
Nice, okay. And our last one is our conversation. Well, if you want to do a different topic, we can do that. And just remember when you're doing that conversation to try and keep thinking, be loud, talk loud. Sometimes it's a little bit harder to do that when you're having a conversation because you're trying to think of what to say to keep your conversation going. And that's what we've noticed is some people with Parkinson's and their vocal volume, they tend to show lower vocal volume, especially in that conversation, because they're also trying to think about what do I need to say in this conversation. So they got other things in their mind. So when we do this one, let's try to keep in mind, be loud, talk loud,
Okay.
and we can talk about whatever you would like to talk about. So what would you like to talk about?
I can talk about another Italian dish I made
Ooh,
a
let's hear
couple
it.
of weeks ago.
Okay.
All right. Well, it is a chicken with Parmesan cheese and some marinara sauce.
Mm-hmm.
I usually cook it in like fry it on a pan, but this time I actually put it in an air fryer.
Mm-hmm.
And I added extra cheese on my chicken.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, it was very delicious. My wife loved it.
Oh, she like Italian food?
She does like Italian food.
Would you say that's like her favorite kind of food?
Yeah, I could say it's her favorite food.
What
She
else?
also likes Mexican food.
Kind of like everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys cook a lot of other things too besides Italian food?
We cook a lot of Mexican food.
Nice.
Yeah, her favorite Mexican dish is tacos, carne asada.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yum. That sounds really
Some-
good.
with
I need
some
to
salsa.
come to your house.
Yeah.
Again, just do that conversation with whatever topic they prefer to talk about. So now we're going to move on to talking about what we found and our results with our dynamic assessment and continue on from there. Okay, Mr. Fox, so I've noticed at the beginning of our assessment that I did hear that reduced vocal loudness, like you were telling me that you had noticed. That's pretty common with someone who has a diagnosis of Parkinson's. Our muscles in Parkinson's become weaker, so they're not as strong and don't put as much effort as like you did before your symptoms, and that can make your voice sound quieter. And so with those strategies I gave you, with thinking loud, about talking loud, we use a program called LSVT, is one that really specifically targets getting louder and improving that voice. And so I was trying to think of those kind of strategies to see if that would work with you. And it looks like based on what our results are from using our VigiPitch and our meters and tools, it looks like that helps you raise that vocal loudness in your voice. So that's great. How did you feel about it? Do you think it helped or?
Yeah, I think it helped. It feels like I'm talking really loud, but
Yeah, that's pretty normal. But I promise you, you're not. It's just kind of, it can feel a little funky and weird, but it really does help heighten that voice, especially when you're in those noisier environments or when you're talking with people who you don't talk with as often. That can kind of help lessen those challenges that you were talking about with noisier environments.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. And that is the end of our dynamic assessment. Obviously, before your dynamic assessment, you would do like case history and all that stuff. And then after your dynamic assessment, you could probably talk with your patient about recommendations if they are interested in getting services or coming back to receive services to get involved in some programs. But we're just specifically talking about our dynamic assessment. And there's some other dynamic assessments you could do, but this is what we chose to do for ours. And we hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.